Hello. Hi, Avery. Can I get an audio check, please? You hear me? Can you hear the game? Is anything too loud, too quiet? I'm moving my mic, so apologies if you hear that. Need it to be close to me, but not too close. Music is a little quiet. I can change that. Yoink. Is that better? We good? Yes? Okay. Thank you. Alright. Regrouping and situation update. Let's go. Left the Damask 2 investigation to Francisca and returned to Babal. I suppose my first order of business should be to look into Babal's statue. Mr. Edgeworth! So, Kay, what's the situation? Oh, it's great! Investigating is so much fun! In other words, they've made absolutely no progress. We weren't goofing off, honest, sir! We've been investigating our hearts out! Very well, then. Would you care to give me an update on your investigation? Oh, we've had a really fun time, sir. I knew it. Zero progress. In any case, Detective Gumshoe. Yes, sir? You have permission to enter the Alabastrian Embassy, is that correct? Yup. As a local detective, I'm helping out with investigations on both sides, sir. Good. In that case, I can leave these pieces of evidence with you. No! They belong to the lady under the Pink Princess's mask. Pink Princess? What kind of lady was playing her, sir? The kind that was also playing the role of the Pink Badger yesterday. Hi, Gray. How are you? Ugh! Oh, understood, sir. If I happen to run into her, I'll give him back to her. He's so sad. And if I don't, then I guess I'll unload him somewhere. He doesn't seem all that enthused to go find her, but I can't blame him. Evidence that has lost their value given to Detective Gumshoe. No! Now then, I don't believe I'll be needing this anymore either. What? Are you really going to throw that autograph away? Very good, I had a good day. Let's go. You want to tell us about your good day? And I'm doing pretty good too. I finished my work. I'm excited for art fight. Feeling motivated for once, so we take that. I also got a little more work done on the model yesterday, I think. I've drawn in the inner cape. I need to draw the outer cape. Went to an antique mall and made my bank account bleed. It's okay though, because you've got the interview or audition thing, right? Surely it's fine. But yeah, that's exciting. What did you get? I saw the Tupperware. Did you get anything else? Yes, because the Steel Samurai was a fake. We manifest exactly. Steel Samurai's autograph scrunched up into a ball and disposed of. That's crazy. Wait, what? What do you mean by fake? Now then, I believe it's time for a little housekeeping. Unnecessary evidence has been removed. Remaining evidence has been rearranged. Cold War uniforms of my size and proceeded to go absolutely feral. Let's go! The uniforms. There are more of them. Is Kay following? Oh, Kay's following me. Okay. Hey, you're not going back to Alabast already, are you? No, not yet. I still need to gather a bit more information first. Okay. Mr. Edgeworth! You look like you're enjoying yourself, Detective. Well, I don't have much else that I enjoy as much as a good investigation, sir. So, what did you find out? Oh, well. If I can't be Ace and own the Britannic, I'll get as close as I can. Let's go. Ace cosplay incoming, question mark? Ha 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 ha. Take it he has found nothing of any particular use, as usual. That's crazy. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, I got something really interesting from Ambassador Polino. Oh, and what is this something interesting? This, sir.
Wow, that's so pretty. I'm so jealous. That's a real treasure there.
Why does the flame burn green, Detective? So apparently, if you burn the special wit crystal oil that they only make in Babal, it burns this green color, sir. Interesting. So it's a special property of the oil. Suppose this is a ploy to force people to visit Babal should the oil run out. That should be my Halloween costume this year. You're onto something. Let's go. Wait, that's so exciting. Ace would be beautiful. If you do him, you have to send pictures, please. I must see.
Hey, Gummy. What about these silhouettes?
We stuck some cutouts on the inside of the lantern so it would project the images. Oh. Silhouettes, huh? They're rather pretty, aren't they? Wait. What am I doing? I was supposed to be asking for an update on the investigation. Hey, what's wrong, sir? There's something I want you to investigate for me. Do you think you can do that much? Uh-huh. You got it, sir.
Hey, that's not fair. Why is Gummy getting to do all the fun stuff?
Well, that's because I'm Mr. Edgeworth's partner.
Ugh, I can't believe you took advantage of the confusion and stole my role as assistant.
I expect the two of you to get along and work together like professionals on this. Runs on wit crystal oil, which burns green. It's a bubbly souvenir.
Okay.
Okay. Going to assume we're done with that. Ah, so you're back now, are you, Mr. Edgeworth? You must be tired. Here, with these, you can eat whatever you like. And these are... discount tickets for our cafeteria. They open tomorrow at 10 in the morning. Appreciate the concern. However, these coupons do nothing for me right now. Okay, dude. This open-air stage. What function does it serve exactly? Well, normally we use it for a variety of events. It's all to attract that extra bit of attention to Babal. I heard that tonight over in the Alabastian Rose Garden, Ambassador Alba was to give a speech. And you know what? Manny told me that I really should give a speech too. Mr. Cochin told you that? Yes, he did. Which is why I thought I should give a speech of my own. But unfortunately, I wasn't able to. Because of the fire the Yatagarasu started. Exactly. Ambassador Polino, I'd like to ask you a little more about the Primadux statues. Oh, I see. Well, let me ask you this. Did you know that Alabast and Babal used to be one country called Cadopia? Yes, I know that much about your history. Well, the Primadux statue belonged to the founders of Cadopia. At least, that's how the story goes. It was bequeathed unto the king of Cadopia as a symbol of the country's wealth. So it was meant as a symbol of sovereignty and the right to rule, I take it. Yes, that's right, which is why both countries are so adamant about their claim. We hold the real statue, therefore we hold the right to rule, is the reasoning. But you're two separate countries. Are they trying to reunite? Question mark? It's pretty petty when you think about it, though, I suppose. But if Alabast and Babal were to re-establish relations, shouldn't that put an end to the squabbling over the statue? I have no reason to believe so. The Primadux statue is even more important now as a key to diplomacy. Wonder if Ambassador Polino knows about what has happened to the very important key to diplomacy. Perhaps I should try showing him this key and see what he has to say about it. Okay. Ambassador Polino, if you could please take a look at this for me. The Primadux statue sitting on Alabast right now actually belongs to Babal. So it would appear. I received a call from Miss Von Karma about this earlier. Then you will understand why I wish to inspect Babal's Primadux statue immediately. Because the statue currently in your country's possession? Yes, well, I've already inspected it myself. And it is definitely Alabast's statue. I know because it's the real statue. Then you're saying that Babal's was a replica. I'm embarrassed to say it's true, even though I knew that someday it would be exposed. I received my orders from the leaders of Babal, and I was to negotiate with Ambassador Alba at this event. I was to negotiate with him and fix the results of the evaluation tonight. To say that we could not determine which statue was the real one. Hold it! Why are you telling me this? Well, because you already figured it out. Our statue is just a hollow gold shell. Even if Babal were to lose face, the reunification of the country is what's important. I'm right in thinking that, aren't I? I'm not making a mistake, right? You don't know yourself, then I won't pretend to know either. I never thought that by being betrayed by my own secretary, the real symbol of wealth would be given to me. Isn't it simply ironic?
Hey, where are you going? Are you headed back to Alabast? Wait, I didn't finish asking my questions yet.
I had to ask about Manny. Excuse you, game. Yes, but before I do, I suppose I should give you a summary of what's happened.
Oh, I see. So there's been a murder in both countries using an object from the other country.
That's the gist of it. Babal is just as strict as Alabast in their inspection of the people and things that enter their country, meaning that somehow both murder weapons were smuggled into the two countries. That's the only logical conclusion that can be drawn. Perhaps the key to the weapon smuggling is the person who traversed both countries.
You mean the fake Yatagarasu?
One way or another, the Yatagarasu is connected. Of this I am sure. Now then, where was the Yatagarasu first spotted? I believe it was the Rose Garden of the Alabastian side of the embassy. The garden is just on the other side of this boundary. It's where Ambassador Alba was to give a speech tonight. At least, that's where I heard the Yatagarasu had appeared. In that case, I believe it's vital that I investigate the Rose Garden post-haste.
Wait, before you go, take a look at this, Mr. Edgeworth.
What is it?
My guess is that it's a guitar pick. I picked it up just now over there. Do you think it'll be of any use?
A little water on it. How did the water get on it? It doesn't look like there's anything it could get wet from around here.
I was thinking, they have concerts here at this open-air stage from time to time, right?
Right, I'll find its owner later.
Found at the open-air stage. It looks like a guitar pick. It's also wet for some reason. Oh yeah, there's one more thing. Mr. Edgeworth, would you be willing to hold on to this?
What is this?
It's misused perfume. It's the bottle the woman left behind that I found 7 years ago. I thought that one day it'd be of some use in tracking her down. So I kept it safe all this time.
Thank you. I'd be honored to hold on to it for you.
This was left behind by Callisto Yu 7 years ago. Kay has been safeguarding it. Does perfume go bad?
Okay, hold on. Lock in, Polino.
Not the sign.
There's a sign here warning passersby to take precautions around the renovation site.
They're really going all out, huh? There's construction going on everywhere.
I believe Ambassador Polino said it was to attract more tourists and visitors.
But what could they do with the new stuff they're building? Hey, what do you think they should do, Mr. Edgeworth?
How about transforming it into a courthouse?
Hey, be serious.
But I was being serious. Okay, dude.
Manny Cochin.
Ambassador Polino, there's just one thing I'd like to ask you about.
Yes? Oh, and don't worry. You can ask me more than just one thing. How about 2 or 3? In exchange, I expect you'll be coming to Babal, yes?
Thank you, but just the one thing is all I require. Manny Cochin, I'd like to ask you about this man who was your secretary.
Sure, I'll tell you what I know.
Thank you for your cooperation, Ambassador.
He was, well, if I had to put it in one word, he was an able man. If there was ever anything I needed as an ambassador, he was able to get it for me. To think that a man like that had a hand in a smuggling ring right under my nose, going completely unnoticed. Actually, I suppose because he was an able man, I was unable to detect his dirty dealings.
Sounds like Mr. Cochin had a very sharp mind.
Recently, Manny had been really busy. Since I became the Bubbly's representative at the Country Unification Council, he's been working tirelessly to cover my work for me.
Sorry, but what is this Country Unification Council?
Oh, well, you see, had tonight's events proceeded without a hitch, our 2 countries were to reunify and become one again. But I guess with how things turned out, that dream won't be realized anytime soon.
I suppose not.
Oh, I think I was supposed to give him the statue here. Oh, Bobby. Am I going back to Alabast now? Oh, I am, okay. Come with me, Kay.
I think I'll be returning to the investigation in Alabast now, but...
I know. I'll go back to Babal and do some more investigating there. It's long. I see you're back, Miles Edgeworth. How are things in Babal? Although, I can't really say that I expect much from Scruffy and that girl.
The investigation into Manny Cochin's death hasn't really progressed any. However, the investigation into the Yatagarasu has.
Ah yes, the Yatagarasu. Even now, I find it hard to believe. A person who can freely traverse between the 2 countries at will, Preposterous.
Well, that's what I came here to investigate. I heard that this is where the witnesses claim to have seen the Yatagarasu.
That's right. Ambassador Alba was to give a speech tonight here in Alabast. And that's when the Yatagarasu appeared. The shadow of the mysterious thief appeared, and just as suddenly, it vanished. After that, there was the fire at the Bubbly's embassy that the Yatagarasu started.
Vow that not a single feather from the Yatagarasu shall escape my diligence.
Let's go!
There are roses scattered on the surface of the water, creating a pleasant fragrance.
It's not just for aesthetics. The pool's water is also used in putting out fires.
See. Oh. The pool stopped filling itself automatically.
The fountain spouts are set to stay open until the pool's water reaches a certain level.
This water is used to put out fires. I suppose it must be refilled to its normal level. Which suggests that this pool was recently used somehow in this embassy. I guess I'll take some notes about it just in case.
Part of the rose garden pool auto refills the water when the water level is too low.
Whoa!
How dare you surprise me like that? I'm sorry. Oh, hey, Edgy. Thanks for what you did back there.
Your gratitude alone is enough. More importantly, Larry, this pool is not for your personal enjoyment.
I know that. Do you really think that I'm the type to just jump into a pool and swim around for fun?
Alright then, did you, by chance, fall into the pool?
Nice guess, but no dice. So you know my son, right, Edgy?
Your son?
I guess I kinda lost sight of him when I shook hands with the ambassador. And I'm pretty sure he was around here when I last saw him! You imbecile! How can you be so flippant at a time like this? What are you going to do if your son fell into the pool? And how old is this child of yours anyway? Huh? Oh, how old is he again?
Larry, this is the first I've heard of a son. Who exactly is the mother?
The mother? Oh, that chick. The pink princess.
The pink princess? Miss Von Karma, I was a bit confused by this man's words for a bit there. However, I believe that what he is looking for is the doll of the Iron Infant.
Yup, because I'm the Steel Samurai. Through and through, heart and soul. And the Iron Infant is my cute little son.
You've given a whole new meaning to the phrase, an astounding fool. Larry, we have not seen hide nor hair of the Iron Infant. But rest assured that if we should find him, we'll let you know. Now get out of there.
Sounds good. In that case, I'll go search over there.
Hey, wait! Well, it's not as if he'll get very far swimming around in that pool. And though he's unrelated to the murders, he sure knows how to cause a lot of trouble.
It's okay.
Is it possible that the Yatagarasu hid in these bushes?
Of course not. They're rose bushes. You've been spending so much time with Scruffy and that girl, they're rubbing off on you. But it's alright. I'll wake you up out of your stupor. Now, the next time you'll feel like sleep-talking, remember that I'll whip you for real.
All I tried to do was offer up a possibility, and this is what I get?
I wanted to look at this, but okay.
A statue of a woman. I wonder if the lady is pouring water.
It says that it's a statue of the queen who spoke of love to King Primadux. Well, Miles Edgeworth, it seems that you are lousy at reading a woman's heart.
I opened my mouth about a statue, and she somehow made the leap to that.
Okay.
There's an overturned spotlight here.
When the Yatagarasu appeared, the audience that was waiting for the speech to start panicked. Why was that so difficult for me to read? I suppose that's when someone must have knocked it over.
Having a tough time visualizing the mass confusion that took place here.
I thought to use my whip to capture the Yatagarasu. However, there were people in my way, and I was unable to land even a single lash.
I suppose this means that some other poor saps were hit instead.
Oh.
This statue bears a resemblance to the Primadux statue.
The plaque says King Primadux in the battlefield. In order to save the queen, King Primadux put his life on the line and went to war.
So Primadux was actually a person of royal blood. I thought he was simply someone imitating a character from an ancient legend.
Well, what surprises me is that a real person who looked like the Steel Samurai existed.
I suppose there's that too. These are some beautiful roses here. They appear to be well maintained.
You're being too nice, Miles Edgeworth. The arrangement is devoid of any design sense. Roses only truly shine when they are grouped by color, one color per location. They lose their beauty when all are mixed together like this.
Can't tell if she's being sarcastic or not. Second thought, there's a rather serious look on her face. I'd better leave it be.
They should really rethink the proper balance of these roses.
All the people to comment on the proper balance of things.
That's crazy. Oh, no. Whoa. Speedrun.
So this is where Ambassador Alba was to give his speech.
The stage was set up nicely. However, where was the audience supposed to sit?
Perhaps they were supposed to sit around the edge of the pool.
That's such poor planning, if there were no place other than a spot or two by the pool. They really should have made seating arrangements like how the gallery is set up in court.
Indeed, you can sense that consideration for the viewers was taken with those.
So in the end, the speaker and his audience were to stand the whole time, huh?
Yes, although I suspect the audience would have liked to sit down after a while.
They're so judgmental. I love them for it. Long.
Have you finished checking out all the bystanders?
Yes, sir.
We found
14 counts of pickpocketing, 16 counts of illegal parking, and 1 person ran a light, sir. That's crazy.
Don't tell me you didn't find out anything related to the case.
Sir, not a single thing, sir.
Well, for now, let's just get those other lawbreakers down to the precinct. Agent Long. Well, if it isn't Mr. Prosecutor. I would just like to thank you for your assistance earlier. Make no mistake, it's not like I was trying to help you with what I did. After I left, did you receive word from Ambassador Alba? We're to wrap up our bodyguard assignment at the end of today. Oddly enough, we received word from HQ to return home on an urgent matter. As if I could be so easily called away from this case after I've come this far. I swear that I'll find the truth. Drag it out screaming into the light. You're with me on that, right, Mr. Prosecutor?
Yatagarasu's appearance.
You were working as Ambassador Alba's bodyguard at the time. So naturally, you witnessed when the Yatagarasu appeared, correct? Yeah, I saw the thief all right, with my own 2 eyes. Yatagarasu was always there, lurking in the shadows. But when the spotlights were turned on for Ambassador Alba's speech, a shadow appeared. That's when cries of, "It's the Yatagarasu!" rang out. The next second, the spotlight went out. By the time we got to the area lit again, the deft thief had vanished. When we investigated afterwards, we found that the reason the lights went out was because someone had unplugged the extension plug for all the outdoor electronics. Whether it was someone doing it on purpose, or simply a guest who had tripped over it, we don't know. But one thing is for certain. The Yatagarasu was here! You're saying that basically, all you saw was the thief's silhouette. Yes.
Objection! If all you saw was a shadow, then it's entirely possible that the shadow belonged to someone else.
Good thinking, sis. You just might be right. If it weren't for the fact that there was no one else with the same shape. Not among the staff or the audience members. My men have already done a thorough check of everyone, so I know I'm right. Someone else's shadow. That sounds like a plausible hypothesis. The suddenly appearing and disappearing shadow of the Yatagarasu. I believe I've figured out its true origin.
I expected no less from my subordinate. Now let's hear what you have to... Let's hear what you know on the subject. What really cast the shadow of the Yatagarasu? Whee! This?
Take that! Suddenly appearing and disappearing shadow of the Yatagarasu. Is it not possible that it was created by this statue?
Are you playing me for a fool, Miles Edgeworth? This statue bears absolutely no resemblance to the shadow of the Yatagarasu.
You are correct. However, the statue is but one part of the whole picture.
What do you mean by only one part?
What is the other part to the real form of the Yatagarasu shadow?
Yoink.
Take that!
It's another statue?
Yatagarasu's shadow was made from the shadows of these 2 statues.
Made? What do you mean by that?
Right now, the spotlights are all over the place. This is because they were moved when the guests were in a panicked state.
However, if we were to restore the lights to where they were when the thief appeared, you believe that the two shadows will create the Yatagarasu's shadow. Precisely. Now then, watch as I reveal the true form of the Yatagarasu. First, if we set up a spotlight to cast a shadow of King Primadux in the battlefield, the shadow of the king's statue would appear on the backdrop of the stage. Likewise, if we set up a light on the queen who spoke of love to King Primadux, her silhouette would also appear on the backdrop of the stage. Aha! So if we were to combine the two shadows, it looks nothing like the Yatagarasu's shadow. Miles Edgeworth, how do you explain this grotesque shape? It's like a unicorn. Calm down, Francisca. The way the light needs to be shown on the queen's statue is wrong. What do you mean by that? I believe that the whole of the king's shadow needs to be used for this work. However, in the case of the queen, I don't believe her whole shadow is needed. Rather, the person who created the shadow only used one part of her shadow. Only one part? Yes, and that one part alone is enough to fill in the rest of the Yatagarasu's shadow. Why didn't you say that in the first place? You're right. I apologize. Now, what part of the queen's statue was used to complete the Yatagarasu's shadow? And? Think back to what is missing on our shadow. Five long, thin areas, correct? Now, what does that remind you of? Ah! That's right. It can only be the shadow of the queen's left hand. Francisca, can we please adjust the spotlight's position so that it only shines on the queen's left hand? Alright, let's give it a try and see what we get. That is the oddest hand I've ever seen. But sure. It's... Yeah, this is exactly like the shadow I saw. The culprit must have changed the spotlight's positioning beforehand, then pulled the plug after people saw what the culprit wanted them to see. In their panic, the guests must have moved the spotlights around, which we can assume was also a part of the culprit's plan. By the time the lights came back on, the Yatagarasu's shadow had vanished, which means that the shadow was a construct from the very beginning. So you see, the Yatagarasu never did visit Alabast tonight. The only country the thief visited was Babal, although it can be assumed that the Yatagarasu had an accomplice in Alabast. An accomplice? But who? Haven't figured that out yet, but I assume it was the person who set up the shadow show. I sense that the biggest clue yet to solving this case is the existence of the accomplice. Yippee! My lives are back. Who is this? Is this Alba? How's the investigation going? Oh no, it's Bad! How's the investigation going? Detective Bad, have you come to join us in investigating the Yatagarasu? I've left the murder in Agent Long's charge. My only target from the very beginning is the Yatagarasu. So yes. So, what have you found out? I got a piece of evidence. May I see it? Sure, but you might regret it. We're here because we're ready to face whatever may come. So if you please. People heard the commotion. Bystanders started gathering. One woman claimed, "I'm telling ya, I'm a genuine and international journalist." He gave me an interesting picture. A journalist? Lot of heart, my beloved. Well, actually, he's a freelance cameraman. This is the photo I got from her. What in the world? The Yatagarasu is flying through the air! Times, they're a-changin'. It's not just man, but evidence, and they lie to us now. When was this photo taken? Apparently right after the fires on the 4th and 5th floors were put out. It was taken from a nearby building you can see the embassy from. See, so this was taken after the fire. Taken from a building nearby at the moment of border crossing during the fire. Learned this picture, took off from the Babalese embassy, flew over the boundary, and headed for the embassy of Alabast. This is simply not possible. People are incapable of flight. Oh, Francie. Is that a fact? I've had the pleasure of dealing with a case involving a flying person once. Actually, come to think of it, I've come across a case like that as well. 2, actually. Maybe it happens more often than we think. Am I up to the task of solving the mystery behind this photograph?
Well, the Yatagarasu took off from the Babalese embassy, so I should start from there. Francisca, I need to return to the Babal investigation for a bit.
Alright.
Alright, off we go.
I'll continue investigating on this side of the building.
Right, I'm counting on you.
Welcome back, Mr. Edgeworth. Now come on, let's get back to our investigation.
Oh, she's so cute. Yes, let's.
Ah! To think, after all that running around, we're right back to where we started.
It would appear that way.
Hi, Mr. Edgeworth.
Have you found Manny's killer yet? Terribly sorry, Ambassador Paulino, but I have yet to find his killer. Then I guess his murder really was the work of the Yatagarasu.
Let's get one thing straight. It was the work of the fake Yatagarasu. The real Yatagarasu was a noble vigilante who's only out to steal the truth.
Miss Faraday, please don't make such a sad face. If there's anything I could do for you, all you have to do is ask, all right?
Mr. Paulino.
Actually, there is one thing you can do. Will you allow us to take another look around? Didn't have enough time to conduct a thorough investigation earlier.
Oh, sure. Please feel free to investigate to your heart's content.
Also, there are a few questions I'd like to ask you personally, Ambassador.
If it will bring a smile back to Miss Faraday's face, then I'll gladly answer anything. Thank you, Mr. Paulino. You're a total gentleman.
Ha ha ha! You don't have to waste such nice words on me, little miss.
Hey, Sir Paulino.
Those two sure got chummy awfully quickly.
You know, it's easy to say we're going to investigate, but where should we begin?
We should probably start by comparing the state of this room before and after the fire. And then we should look into the matter of the suspicious person you spotted.
Yeah, when I came into this room, that person was already gone. But I'm willing to bet that that person I was chasing is Mr. Cochin's killer.
Don't know that yet. However, it is hard to believe that person is unrelated. Furthermore, because the key the Yatagarasu stole 7 years ago.
We're gonna re-record things just in case I missed something.
We don't know that yet. However, it is hard to believe that person is unrelated. Furthermore, because the key the Yatagarasu stole 7 years ago was found here, it signals that perhaps Miss Yu is also somehow involved.
I knew it! That woman is almost definitely Mr. Cochin's killer.
Yet again, we don't know that. There are too many mysteries to be solved here. Speaking of the Yatagarasu and mysteries, I received a most mysterious photo from Detective Bad.
Uncle Bad? He's taking part in the investigation too?
Yes, he's been chasing after the Yatagarasu for all these years.
Uncle Bad?
Now then, I was told that this photo was taken just after the fire.
What? This kind of looks like the person in the long coat I was chasing. Does this mean that I was chasing the fake Yatagarasu after all?
I don't know the answer to your question, but I don't think people can fly either.
But this could be how that person escaped.
Well, we'll need to investigate a bit more before we can say anything about that. In any case, let's not dawdle anymore and pick up our investigation where we left off. Let's go! So this is the real Primadux statue.
This is really valuable, right?
That's what they say. Kay, you're not seriously considering the theft of the statue, are you?
No way, Mr. Edgeworth. I wasn't thinking about anything like that. I was just calculating in my head how much the statue was worth.
That sounds mighty suspicious to me. It's the charred remains of a fallen ceiling fan.
Oh, I've seen a few of these before. They spin around and around and play music.
I believe you're thinking of a musical mobile for babies.
Yes, that's it.
But they're nothing alike.
They're totally alike. They spin those babies right round like a record.
I see. I guess I can see how you might think that. It appears that Mr. Cochin's body has been taken in for an autopsy. The white outline is all that is left to tell the tale of his murder. But the one, though. The one! Ambassador Paulino, what exactly used to be here? That used to be a stack of brand new pamphlets, but it looks like they were all burnt up. I guess we'll just have to reprint them. But no matter how fast we reprint them, they always disappear so quickly.
Is the Bubbly's tourism industry really that hot right now? Of course, although recently the most popular vacation destination has been the Republic of Borginia. But we refuse to lose to them, so we've been hard at work promoting Babal. Interesting. Well, I've just recently returned from a trip to Borginia myself. Oh, and how did you like it? It was alright. I probably shouldn't bring up the fact that I was a suspect on the flight home. A fireplace, huh? So Babal's offices have them too. Two? There's a fireplace in relatively the same location in the Alabastrian office. However, we found something there that I'd rather not recall ever again. I still can't believe that we found that lady's undershirt in the fireplace.
If it was that traumatizing, why don't you try creating new memories with a fireplace? You could climb inside and we could play hide and seek.
And come out covered in soot? I think not.
Ugh, you really have no sense of fun, Mr. Edgeworth.
It appears that this area was heavily damaged by the fire.
Yeah, I guess we should hurry up and get started examining everything.
Yeah, let's go. That looks like a very comfortable chair.
Well, it doesn't look all that broken, so why don't you try sitting on it?
No, I'd better not. It's very important that we preserve the crime scene at all times.
Wait, but you're always touching all sorts of things at crime scenes.
That's because I'm a prosecutor and it's part of my job to examine things.
And my job is to be a great thief.
Which is exactly why you are not allowed to touch anything.
Oh my gosh, I just missed a bunch of audio because of that. No! Thank you for telling me, Avery. Screams. Alright, history, lock in. Actually, maybe I'll just go back in my VOD and I'll voice over everything again. My bad, guys. That's... Scree.
There's a bottle of Bubbly's ink on Mr. Cochin's desk.
And it looks like there's still a lot of ink left inside.
The seal is unbroken, so the fire probably couldn't get into the bottle to burn up the ink.
Hey, Mr. Polino, it looks like your precious Bobbly's ink is alright after all.
What? That's odd. Ambassador, what do you mean by that? Well, it's just that there is something strange about the ink. Do you mind elaborating on that statement for me, please?
Talk to me.
Now then, Ambassador, I'd like to ask about your movements before the fire broke out. Before the fire? Which fire are you talking about? Which one? There was more than one tonight. Huh? Oh, I see. I guess you didn't hear about it. We had 2 fires here at the Bubbly's embassy tonight. What a bother all of that was.
Wait, but the only fire we know about is the one after the Jammin' Ninja show.
Oh, well, the first occurred at the start of the Jammin' Ninja show. Luckily, only the 4th and 5th floors of our embassy caught on fire. Not wanting to cause a panic among the theater-goers, we decided to keep it internal. Then the fire after the Jammin' Ninja show was the second one of the night. Exactly. So the fire eyewitness was the second one. Come to think of it, didn't Detective Bad make reference to the first fire? When was this photo taken? Apparently right after the fires on the 4th and 5th floors were put out. I suppose this means that the photo was taken just after the first fire was put out.
Photo taken after the first fire on the 4th and 5th floors had taken place. So then, what was the extent of the damage in the second fire?
The second fire was contained to this floor and the third floor. I think it was leftover embers from the fire on the floors above it that caused it. That's... how should I put this? A very bad stroke of luck. My office is on the 5th floor, Manny's office here, and Manny himself, all gone in the blink of an eye.
2 fires broke out in Babal today. Feel so sorry for you, Mr. Polino.
Oops, look at me going on and on. Now then, what was it you wanted to ask again? We're discussing what your actions and whereabouts for today were. And if you happen to know, what Mr. Cochin's actions and whereabouts were as well. Yes, very well. Let's see. I've been quite busy all day from morning until now. First I woke up and then I brushed my teeth. After that I had a roll for breakfast. Fascinating. How about if you just skip to the relevant parts for me? Oh, you'd like a condensed version? Alright, I can do that for you.
Morning activities.
So what did Mr. Cochin and you do this morning? Well, originally, we were supposed to meet and shake hands with the Jammin' Ninja, but Manny and I wanted to turn it into a photo op, so we were here tidying up his office. You helped clean Mr. Cochin's office. Why were you not cleaning your own? Oh, I think I forgot to mention this, but my office is currently undergoing renovations.
The Bubbly's embassy is undergoing renovations from top to bottom.
Which is why both the primitive statue and the Bubbly's knife set are down here. See. Oh, but the tidying didn't take much, really. We just burned some files we no longer needed and expired coupons in the fireplace.
I bet cleaning up the fireplace must have been a real pain, though, huh?
Ah, about that. I kind of forgot to clean the ashes out. Ha ha ha. I guess I'm up a creek without Manny here to get angry at me. An ambassador like yourself has been on the receiving end of a secretary's anger. Oh, he was very good at being very mad. Why, even just this morning he got mad at me. I spilled some Bubbly's ink onto the back wall when I was burning the files, you see. And he got mad at me, saying that I should treat the ink with more respect. Talk about the boss getting bossed around.
Spilled Bubbly's ink onto the back wall while burning files in fireplace. Left the ashes there.
That's about it for what we did this morning. Just some cleaning. Don't tell me you had no other work to do, being an ambassador and all. Now then, if you could tell me what you and Mr. Cochin did this afternoon. Well, Manny and I went down together to the Theatre Neutralis. We had to be there for the start of the Steel Samurai stage show. After the show started, I went back to my office on the 5th floor alone. So they were together until the start of the Steel Samurai show. A little while later, after I had straightened myself up a bit, I returned to the theater, because I was to take part in the photo op on stage at the end of the show. There was a commemorative photo op at the end. It was a fantastic photo of the three of us, Ambassador Alba, the Steel Samurai, and myself. After the photo shoot, I went back to my office on the 5th floor to prepare for my handshake photo op with the Jammin' Ninja. He seems to be rather overworked for an ambassador. When I got to my office, that's when the first fire broke out and I escaped down the stairs. My office was completely destroyed, but thankfully no one was hurt. I admit I ran away from the first fire as fast as my legs could carry me, but during the second one, I pitched in and helped the embassy staff put it out. Didn't see Mr. Cochin again after the start of the Steel Samurai show.
My chat not working? No! Why is my chat not working? Hold on. Back. Oh my gosh, hi guys. We've been noticed. Yeah, sorry guys. I think what happened? Yeah, let me change the chat. I think what happened after my OBS crashed, it basically reset everything to my starting soon thing. And I set it to go live on the same stream, but it created a new one. I think that's what happened. Okay, I changed the chat. Yeah, pain. We refresh the chat. Why isn't my OBS one? Hello? Please? Select stream. This one. Come on, chat. Refresh. Alright, well, it doesn't want to refresh on OBS. Thank you, OBS. You're being so kind to me today. Anyway, I can see you guys on YouTube at least, so we'll go with that. Are there any other issues besides the white text that I can't get rid of? We take it? Yeah, we have to, unfortunately. Think so? Okay.
So you didn't see Mr. Cochin again after the start of the Steel Samurai show? Yes, that's right. The next time I saw him, he was lying there in an eternal sleep. See, Ambassador Polino, I thank you very much for your help. I'm sorry I couldn't be more of assistance. I couldn't be of more assistance, Mr. Edgeworth. If there is anything else, please don't hesitate to ask, alright?
Mr. Cochin's ink.
Wonder if you might tell me what you noticed about Mr. Cochin's bottle of ink. I just thought of it right now, but during the second fire, Manny was worried about his office, so he came rushing back to it. I called out to him, and when I received no reply, I used my spare key to open the door. But when I did, I was greeted by roaring green flames. The flames were so big that I wasn't able to see into the room at all. The fire was green. What was the cause? Well, wood crystal oil burns green when it's lit, as you can see by this lantern. And Bubbly's ink is made from the same oil, which means it would also burn green. You know, I too had thought it was Manny's ink that had caught on fire. So that's why I was surprised to find out there was still a bottle of ink left on his desk.
The case of the perplexing green flames. Talk about a mystery.
What exactly was it that caught on fire here?
Okay. Back to the desk.
It seems like a bunch of flyers with coupons attached to them.
But Ball sure gives away a lot of different coupons. Maybe I should create one of my own. I could call it the Great Thief Coupon.
What kind of discount would that net you?
The 5-finger kind. What else? And I'd steal an extra thing or two from the bearer.
Things such as?
Such as the truth. What else would I steal?
Wouldn't give to have a mountain of your coupons right about now.
Okay.
Manny Cochin. His name was written here on this nameplate.
Why would you put a nameplate with your name on it in your own office?
Suppose it's to inform people in case they walked into the wrong room by mistake.
You think maybe it's also there to remind you of your own name if you forget?
Well, either way, it's never a bad thing to set a nameplate on one's desk.
He's saying that because he has one.
There's only one book left standing here. Treasures of the World.
Wait, what? Let me see that. Uh-huh. I see. Ah. The most important part was blackened by the fire. Why, cruel fate? Why?
Looks like the map of where the treasures are located has been burnt.
Okay. So I guess embassy phones are just like normal phones, huh?
Well, what did you imagine them to look like?
I thought that bubbles would look like a flower and the receiver would be a butterfly. That way it'd look like the butterfly receiver was sucking nectar from the flower base.
Any country had a flower phone, it would be Alabast, don't you think?
Oh, then maybe the phone I envisioned would have been from when they were Codopia.
There's really no point in asking me about something that never existed in the first place.
You know what you lack, Mr. Edgeworth? Curiosity and an imagination.
True. It would appear that this desk also fell victim to the fire.
But it doesn't look too damaged. Oh, I think we could rifle through this drawer a bit.
I suppose we really should take a look. This is a rather unusual shape for a notepad. I suppose this must be another souvenir from somewhere.
No! Edgeworth!
The shape of this notepad matches the shape of this note we found.
Hey, you're right! What is it? It looks like something straight out of Monument Valley.
Ah yes, that notepad is a souvenir from somewhere in your country. We've been collecting them for the purpose of studying them, you see. Yes, I do. You seem to be quite passionate about it. Oh, would you like to see my souvenir collection? I'd love to show it to you. Sure they haven't been burnt to a crisp by the fires. Ambassador Polino, I wonder if you might recognize the handwriting on this note. This looks like Manny's handwriting. See, in that case, no T.
Oh, did you figure something out?
This note was found in Alabast. Specifically, it was found being firmly grasped by the murdered Damask II.
Damask II? Then this note!
Yes, it was a request from Mr. Cochin for Damask II to steal a Primadux statue. What? Manny? Tried to steal Alabast's Primadux statue? We would know for sure if we could run a handwriting analysis. Ambassador, do you have any documents that were handwritten by Mr. Cochin? Yes, I can gather a few and give them to you. I'll have to ask Detective Gumshoe later to run the analysis. I can't believe that Manny would even think of doing something like this. Do you have any idea as to why he would have requested the theft of a statue? There is one possibility, but mind you, it is just my personal speculation. You think you could tell me would be of great help, Ambassador.
Oh my gosh, I have to run to him again.
Job for Damask II. I believe that you said you might have had an idea as to why Mr. Cochin hired Damask II. Actually, I fear it may be my fault. As I was telling you earlier, We were to determine which statue was the real one as a part of today's event.
But because of the Yatagarasu and the fire here, that got cancelled, didn't it?
I'm actually relieved the rest of the event has been cancelled. For you see, Babal's statue, well, it was just a replica. And did Mr. Kochin know that about Babal's primitive statue? Of course he knew! That's why he was the only person I could consult with. We'd have to do something once our statue was revealed as a replica. As to be expected, I was very nervous today, as this would impact our country's authority. Yes, I understand. Well, when I told Manny my concerns, he said, let me handle it, it'll be alright. I'll find a way to make sure that you're the ambassador of the reunited Codopia. At the time, I thought he was just trying to cheer me up. But when I saw that note, I realized he was serious. Mr. Kochin conducted a lot of business behind your back. I assume he did all that to ensure that you were the next Codopian ambassador. But why was he trying so hard, I wonder? He was so much better at getting things done than I ever was or will be. I don't have an answer yet as to why he was trying so hard. I suspect he had an ulterior motive in mind beyond just simple kindness.
Oh, here you are, Mr. Edgeworth.
Detective Gumshoe, have you collected the information that I requested?
Yep, got it all right here, sir. Here you go, Kay. Feel free to take a look. It's for you, after all.
What's all this, Gummy?
It's all the information on this room that I got from the embassy and Interpol people. Now we know exactly how this room was before and after the fire.
Good work, Detective.
Oh, it was nothing, sir. I'm an expert at getting people to talk.
Wow. You two remind me so much of my father and Uncle Bad.
What do you mean?
As prosecutor and detective, your dynamic is just like theirs back in the day. Well, don't you worry. I'm going to find my own wonderful partner someday. And when I do, I'm going to become a good Yatagarasu just like my father, right?
Please don't ask me questions to which I have no answers to, Kay. However, I can say that it is truly a wonderful thing to find a partner you can trust.
Heh, you bet.
Aw, you trust Gummy?
So, what now, Mr. Edgeworth?
Well, I'd like to ask you a favor.
Yes?
That gadget. Mr. Thief, is it? That thing you call your secret weapon.
Oh, you mean Little Thief. You're coming to rely on it, aren't you?
I don't need a crutch like that. I'm only asking because I need it for the investigation.
I don't need it. I just need it.
From the information Detective Gumshoe gathered, and the ambassador's testimony, I'd like you to please recreate this room as it was during the third floor fire.
You got it. All right, here we go. Dark skies of evening, when no other bird dares to take wing, one alone remains all-seeing. Now, witness the true power of a real modern-day Robin Hood.
It seems there are other things besides what the ambassador mentioned that have changed. It's possible that we might find the escape route the person Kay saw used as well.
Ooh,
what is this? Is it some sort of light show I was not told about?
This is the power of a true vigilante. It's recreating the room with the info I inputted.
Really? That is certainly one interesting device you have there, Miss Faraday. I believe it is about time we return to our investigation.
It moved.
This grandfather clock. It was apparently in a different position before the fire.
According to staff members, the clock was flush against the wall before the fire, sir.
Which means that most likely it was moved by someone during the fire.
Speaking of which, it's totally 11 o'clock now, but I don't hear any chiming.
Oh, that's odd. It was still chiming right at the dot of every hour this morning. Maybe the fire damaged its internal mechanisms or something. Ambassador Polino, may we take a look inside the clock? Sure, go right on ahead. Detective Gumshoe, if you could please inspect the insides of the clock.
Yes, sir, I'm on it. Mr. Edgeworth, I found this inside, sir.
It looks like a length of wire, so this is what caused the clock to stop chiming. But what was a long length of wire doing inside this clock in the first place?
A good length of wire that was found wound up inside Babal's grandfather clock.
Why would someone do this to such a valuable clock?
It sounds like it wasn't Mr. Polino that put the wire in there.
Perhaps it was Mr. Kochin's killer who did.
Knife. Looks like one of the Bobbly's knives was already missing before the fire began.
So it would seem, especially since the other two knives' handles were burned away. The remaining
handle was swapped out with the handle from the real murder weapon, and Babal's national treasure was stolen. Poor Babal, don't you think?
Not sure I would lump the replica statue in with the rest of Babal's woes.
How do I check the ceiling fan?
Oh, okay. Not important, I suppose.
So, Babal is really into pushing their tourism industry, huh?
Yes, it would appear that way.
You know, I'd really love to take a trip. Hey, why don't we take one after this case?
Do you already have a destination in mind?
Well, ideally, I'd like to go someplace where I could continue my thief training.
Want to learn the fine art of stealth? Perhaps you should visit the studio where they make the Gem and Ninja TV show.
Hey, that's actually a really great idea, Mr. Edgeworth.
Can't believe she took me seriously.
Let her live her life.
A fireplace, huh? So Babal's offices have them too.
2? We did that already. Okay. Hide and seek in the fireplace. Yeah.
You can see the Alabastrian embassy through this window.
So where were you when you were investigating over there, Mr. Edgeworth?
You can see it from here. I was on the 5th floor. That's where Damask II was killed.
What? You don't mean the Mask Damask II? Aw, poor guy. As a fellow second-generation thief, I can't just turn a blind eye to this.
Even though Damask II was merely an imposter of the original. It looks like a very comfortable chair.
Well, it doesn't look all that broken, so why don't you try sitting on it? Okay, we did that.
It appears the desk is largely unchanged from before the fire.
Yeah, it just got a little burnt, that's all.
It's a very fine desk. I'm sure that even now it's still usable.
If it's that great, why don't you trade your desk with it?
No.
It was just a suggestion. You didn't have to get all monosyllabic on me, you know.
Rosa,
So by this time, the primitive statues had already been swapped, right?
Must have been, as this one is covered in soot.
What lousy timing. And just as the two countries were about to become friends again, too. It would have been better if I'd stolen it than for it to get caught up in that fire.
Okay, I think I understand your sentiment. However, if you were to engage in theft, I can't look the other...
However, if you were to engage in theft, I can't look the other way, right?
But please stop stealing my lines.
Let her live her life.
These must have been the large green flames Ambassador Polino saw.
With flames like these, it's no wonder he couldn't get in.
Okay, by the time you came into this room, had the fire already been put out?
Yeah, the fire had died out or something by that time.
And this fire in here only burned from the time the fire started on the 3rd floor until the Yatagarasu appeared and caused a stir in Babal, I suppose.
I guess Mr. Polino was just lucky enough to run into the fire as it was burning, huh?
Yes, you could put it that way, and since you were the first to discover the body, you can assume that no one else entered the room until that time. No one other than the person you were chasing, of course.
I knew it. That person I saw was definitely up to no good. I mean, that person could even be Mr. Kochin's killer.
That is very likely to be the case. After all, that person came into the room before you, and must have chosen this room precisely because they knew no one would be in here.
Okay, then maybe the green fire was where it was to prevent anyone from coming in. But then, what did the person set on fire to make the green flames?
Whatever it is that the person burned, it made a rather sizable fire.
And since the fire's green, well, we've seen something that burns green, right? It's a bit tinier than these flames, but you get what I mean.
Yes, and I do believe that's what you were thinking. I do believe that what you are thinking is exactly why these flames are green. Which fire-related piece of evidence burns the same color as these green flames?
Fire-related. This one.
This silhouette lantern, its green flame, comes from the wit crystal oil it's burning.
Yeah, that's the fire I was thinking of too. I love the green it gives off.
I think we've now established that the green flames caused by the wit crystal oil. Furthermore, we know that there is only one other thing made from wit crystal oil.
Oh, you mean the thing Mr. Polino was mistaken about, right?
Yes, precisely. Found out earlier in our investigation. What? I don't get it. Can you fill me in, sir? Fine, I suppose. I'll explain it in a way that even you can understand. This is the thing made from wit crystal oil that Ambassador Polino was mistaken about.
Ink.
Bubbly's ink is made from wit crystal oil. Oh, so it should burn the same color as the flames in the lantern, right? Yes, precisely. However, the green flames in this room were not from a bottle of Bubbly's ink.
Because we found the ink Mr. Kochin used on his desk, right?
Yes, however, we know that Mr. Kochin was smuggling the ink in massive quantities. Now, what do you suppose he made using all that ink?
What he made with that ink is the answer to what gave birth to the green flames.
Oh yeah! I'm beginning to really feel the energy coming from you, Mr. Edgeworth.
It would appear that I've finally found it. The smuggling ring's real goal. Made of Bubbly's ink, this is the source of the green flames.
Counterfeit bills, yes.
What would consume that great a volume of ink to make? That would be the counterfeit bills that the smuggling ring made and are circling in Jiangfa.
You're kidding! You're saying that it was Mr. Cochin who made the counterfeit bills.
I am. I believe you could even go so far as to say that he stole Babal's printing press. Ambassador, Mr. Cochin had permission to freely use the printing press, correct? Why, yes, and I do remember seeing him use it in the middle of the night. But never did I think he was using it for such a foul deed. Ambassador, because of your secretary's crimes, you will need to be investigated as well. Ah, yes, I suppose so. We've caused a bit of trouble for a few countries, haven't we? It is my duty to search out all who shielded Mr. Cochin and concealed his crime. For they are the ones who started the fire in order to destroy the evidence.
They were all burned up in Babal. Okay. Looks like all the souvenirs suffered some damage from the fire. I don't believe it. Murder on top of arson? What a disgrace to the name of the Yatagarasu.
The fake Yatagarasu is guilty of much more than just theft, it seems.
I know, because if it were me, my first priority would have been to loot this bookshelf.
It's still ordinary souvenirs that you could buy virtually anywhere.
You can't buy them anywhere. Each one is specific to a location and has its own value. And items that have memories attached to them are the most valuable of all.
Would you really rob someone of their valuable memories just like that?
No, because even if I take the souvenir, I can't take the owner's memories. Okay.
Gumshoe. Detective, you took part of the initial Babal investigation, correct?
Yup, sure did. I also helped put out both fires, sir. But that first fire took me by surprise. I had a tough time escaping the 5th floor. First, I tried the elevator, but I guess someone else had the same idea because it was in use.
Gumshoe, no.
If I hadn't remembered to use the stairs at that point, I'd have been burned to a crisp.
Wait, that's odd. We always warn our staff that in the case of a fire, it is dangerous to use the elevator.
Ooh. Maybe someone wrote it in a fit of panic.
Detective, did you see the Yatagarasu that came into the Bubbly's embassy at all?
I didn't personally, and the other staff members told me that they never got a good look at the person either, sir.
Wonder if you could tell me a bit more about what you discovered, Detective.
During the fire.
The second fire broke out around the time the Yatagarasu was spotted in Alabast. That's also when a suspicious person was spotted in Babal, which caused some panic.
So no one was able to get a good look at this Yatagarasu that entered Babal.
Yeah, all they saw was a mysterious person wearing a long coat. Now, that's not enough to make a positive ID, you know.
Still, it was enough to make the people who received the calling card panic even more.
A person in a long coat. Sounds like the exact same person I saw.
The Yatagarasu that appeared in Alabast was proven to be just a fabrication, a shadow. In light of that fact, the Yatagarasu that appeared in Babal is also suspect.
You can't be serious. Not when we're this close to capturing the fake. I mean, Callisto, you.
So the Yatagarasu appeared, caused mass confusion, killed Mr. Cochin, then disappeared.
What did you see, Gumshoe?
By the way, Detective, why did you not chase after the Yatagarasu?
I did, but, well, this embassy is huge, sir. I got separated from the other staff members I was with, and I got lost for a while there.
You didn't even memorize the layout of the building you were to guard, Detective.
Eek! I'll be sure to do that from now on, sir! But you know, it was thanks to me being lost that I was able to come to Kay's rescue.
Oh, is that a fact?
Yeah, it was when I was lost and wandering around in the 3rd floor hallways, sir. When I heard a scream, I headed towards it right away.
Oh, that was probably from when I found Mr. Cochin's body.
Yeah, I thought it sounded like her, so I got real worried and ran as fast as I could.
And it was thanks to Gummy that Miss Sheena wasn't able to take me away. He covered for me until you got here, Mr. Edgeworth.
Oh, I see. So he can be useful once in a blue moon.
Still, it's too bad Agent Sheena got here before I did.
I wonder where Agent Sheena was before you found her here.
Well, just before I got to the room, I saw her coming out of the room next door.
She was in the room next to Mr. Cochin's office up until she tried to arrest Kay.
Agent Sheena mentioned something about chasing the Yatagarasu herself earlier.
Well, she apparently helped in putting out the first fire. And during the second fire, I heard she was busy chasing the Yatagarasu.
seemed to be a very dedicated agent. You would do well to learn from her.
Why are you pointing at me when you say that, sir?
Examined everything in this office, but there is one thing that bothers me. Perhaps I should ask Ambassador Polino about it. Ambassador Polino, there's something I'd like to ask you about. Yes? About this office. It appears to me to be very similar to Ambassador Alba's office. For example, the location of the fireplace and the position of the grandfather clock. Ah, that's right. You've also paid a visit to the Alabastian side of the embassy. Our two embassies actually used to be one. Yes, I know. Even the pamphlet mentioned that. Which is why the building is bilaterally symmetrical.
Because this used to be one embassy, offices on the two sides are symmetrical.
So no matter which room, the location of the fireplace and the like are exactly the same. Even where the art is located is the same, as my room is currently under renovation. We worked hard to make Manny's room look like the ambassador's office.
You mean for your handshake photo op with the Jammin' Ninja?
Yes, that's right. I mean, what's a photo like that worth if it's not taken in the ambassador's office, right? Yet another odd expression of Babal's obsessively competitive spirit with Alabast, I take it. Thank you, Ambassador. That piece of information is all I needed to connect the dots. Connect what dots? Well, anyway, I'm glad I was able to be of some help.
Fireplace.
Eh? No? No? Eh?
Oh. See this.
Yeehaw!
The Alabastian and Bubbly sides of the building are symmetrical to each other. As we know that to be a fact, then this room's fireplace may also hide a secret passageway.
A secret passageway?
In Alabast, the fireplace turned out to have a revolving back wall.
A revolving wall? Sounds like something out of a ninja house.
Wow, there was a trick like that built into the fireplace, sir?
What? This embassy holds that kind of secret? Seems to be a lot about this room that you don't know about, Ambassador. I guess it's time to pay the bill for letting Manny do so much work for me. Please, I really want to know about the real Manny and what you know about this room.
What are you waiting for, Mr. Edgeworth? Let's get to the bottom of this. Blah, 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 blah.
Agreed. My first thought is that it's likely the killer used the revolving fireplace.
It's possible someone used the revolving fireplace wall. I need to examine it more. Okay. It looks like just another fireplace, though, doesn't it? So how do you turn it again?
In Alabast, I had to push where the X was on the far wall of the fireplace.
Oh, I see an X back there, sir. Let's see what happens when I push it. Ah! You scared me, sir!
There is something about the fireplace that lies in contradiction to the facts.
Huh? But we found an X where you thought there'd be one, right?
Did, but that's not what I was referring to. Something is missing from the scene. What does this contradiction mean for us?
Okay.
All I see inside the fireplace is starter wood.
Huh? That's odd. It doesn't match up with what Mr. Polino said earlier.
What is the meaning of this contradiction?
That it was rotated, buddy. Fires. This?
Ambassador Polino, you said that you burned some old files in the fireplace today, correct? Yes, I burnt quite a few files this morning, actually. After you did, you forgot to clean out the ashes from the fireplace, correct? That's right, but why are you asking? And why are you making such a scary face? Sorry, I admit that I'm a bit intimidating when I'm serious. In any case, take a good look at this fireplace and tell me what you find odd about it. Let's see. Huh? Where did all the ashes go?
The ashes that should still be in the fireplace are missing. Where did they go? Where indeed? What is the meaning of this, Mr. Edgeworth?
You don't really think Ambassador Polino is lying, do you?
No, there's no reason for him to lie. Don't believe his testimony is wrong, either. It's the fireplace that is causing the contradiction. Hey, I wonder if you might update the fireplace data for me.
You got it. I'll add in the ashes from the burnt files and... Sounds like we pretty much figured everything out now, huh?
Well, it was nothing. All I did was follow where our lead led us.
Oh, I sense it coming on. You're about to dazzle us again, right?
Oh, you mean that? Well, it's what Mr. Edgeworth is known for, you know.
Really no need for you two to dance around the name of what I'm about to do. Deduce. The reason as to why the ashes are missing is simple.
It's not because someone cleaned them up, right?
No, because even if someone did sweep them up, the fireplace is too clean for that. Ambassador Polino said he spilled some Bobbly's ink while he was burning the files. Yet, there is not a trace of the spilled ink on the back wall anywhere.
Well then, I don't know what happened.
Well, I'll tell you what happened. The two sides were switched. By using the revolving fireplace wall, the ashes were moved into the neighboring room. Which means that this is a clear indication that the fireplace was used.
There are signs that the revolving fireplace wall on Babal's side has been used. Then you mean the person I was chasing disappeared from this room through there?
Yes, I believe the person you were in pursuit of is Mr. Cochin's killer. After committing the murder, escaped through the fireplace.
The person Kay was chasing used the fireplace to escape into the room next door. Wow, Mr. Edgeworth, you figured out the killer's escape route.
Ah, but this is only the beginning. Now we have to chase the killer down.
Hehehe.
The killer used the fireplace in this room to escape into the next. Then it's only logical for us to talk with the person who was in the neighboring room.
Well, the person that was in the next room was... Oh, it was that person, sir.
Yes, Detective. Agent Sheena.
Yay! It's looking more and more like Miss Sheena is the killer, isn't it?
Let's not jump to conclusions yet. We need to go through what we know so far. She came running straight into the room from the next one and instantly accused you. Furthermore, she claimed that it could only have been you that killed Mr. Cochin. Don't have any proof yet. However, I know she is hiding something from us.
Okay then, why don't we go ask Miss Sheena herself?
No, not yet. There's something that needs to be done first. Detective Gumshoe.
Sir, is it my turn to do something, Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, I have a two-part special assignment for you. First, I need you to run a handwriting analysis on Damask II's note.
Okay, I'll get the lab boys on that right away.
Second, I want to see if you can fit through the revolving fireplace wall.
Right now, sir?
No, next decade. Of course now. We need to test our hypothesis first, don't we?
Go on, Gummy, you can do it.
Alright, I'm gonna do it like a real man. There I go, through the fireplace and back.
You shouldn't need to psych yourself up that much for a simple task, Detective.
Wow, the wall inside the fireplace really did turn.
Coupon.
That's so neat. Now I want to try going through there too.
There really is a secret passageway through there. I had no idea.
Go, Gummy, go. What a guy.
It would appear that the ash really was pushed into the other room. Furthermore, the Bubbly's ink you spilled, Ambassador, is there on the back wall.
Okay, here I go, sir.
Detective, I'd like you to go through there under the same conditions as the killer.
Huh? But there's all that ash and stuff.
And your point is... Now, we're short on time, so if you could please hurry on through.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now we pretty much have the whole picture, right?
No, not yet. There remains a few more mysteries to solve. Such as the Yatagarasu's whereabouts, the other smuggling ring members, the two weapons that made it across the border, the key Miss Yu stole 7 years ago. In fact, we haven't figured out a thing regarding how Miss Yu is related to these embassies.
Mr. Edgeworth.
Number of pieces connect in very complicated way in this case. In a very complicated way. It is almost enough to make one completely mentally exhausted.
What are you saying, Mr. Edgeworth? I thought you were the one who said that it's easy if you follow the leads.
That's supposed to be an impression of me, Kay.
If it's info gathering you need, Gummy and I can help with that. Then all you have to do is show off your fancy-schmancy logical deductions.
Show off? Does it seem like I'm being boastful when I do that?
A little bit. Let's not overcomplicate matters, okay, Mr. Edgeworth? We've been so focused, like a laser, on only what seems strange and out of place. It's no wonder nothing's clicked and we haven't unlocked anything yet. But if we think things through calmly, the answer should come to us.
Hey.
That's the sort of thing I say to myself when I'm practicing on how to unlock padlocks, you know?
Something I hope practice doesn't make perfect for your sake.
Ha ha ha! Yay! Looks like you're back to your straight-laced self again.
Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm back, sir.
Yes, I can see that. Good work, Detective.
Looks like you can use that fireplace like a door, sir.
Are you alright, Gummy?
I'm okay. Just a bit of ash and dust, that's all.
The jacket has gotten quite filthy. I see the hem has practically turned black.
Yeah, well, quite a bit of the unburned ink got on it, sir.
I see. Thank you, Detective. You did a fine job. I'll even pay the cleaning bill for the trench coat.
What? Oh, no, sir, I could never. This is just my old coat, sir. If it was a code I actually cared about, I'd get it cleaned, but, you know.
I see. Very well then, as you wish.
So because Gummy was able to climb through the fireplace, we know it can be used, right?
Yes, but that's not all we learned. We learned one other important fact.
And that is...
I'll have to explain it to you later. Right now, we need to deal with a handwriting analysis. Detective Gumshoe.
Yes, sir! I'll be back before you know it.
Handwriting analysis on Mr. Cochin's handwriting will take a bit of time. Let us go and wait in the Theater Neutralis, along with Agent Long and Agent Sheena.
Ooh. Alright.
My voice is getting tired, though, so I think that is where we'll end for today. I do need to voice over the part that I was apparently muted on, so... Thank you guys so much for coming. Hopefully I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye!